In the mid-1980s, a new plush toy called Pillow People became an instant hit. Huggable and Loveable, Pillow People served a dual function. During the day, they were a toy, and at night, they were a pillow. This led newspapers to describe them as the modern security blankets. But where did the idea for Pillow People actually come from? And how did a pillow become a popular plush toy in the 1980s? This is the story of how a single mother built a toy empire from pillows. The idea for Pillow People started with Penny Sawyer. A graduate of the Parsons School of Design in New York City, Penny first made her mark as an artist by accident. I was tired of buying gifts and I wanted to give people something of myself. So she began making collages for friends. Her collages started catching on, and soon people were actually paying Penny to make collages for them. The result was a thriving business where Penny created collages for politicians, celebrities, magazines, restaurants, and even Sesame Street. Many signed with an actual Penny. Now at the same time, Penny was raising 2 children with her husband. And while she was building a career as a professional artist, her marriage was crumbling. Her husband soon moved out, leaving Penny to raise her kids alone.
I don't think any divorce is pretty, but hers was particularly, wasn't a good one. And, she found herself really struggling, and I would see it. I know I was really young, but it was hard for her to make ends meet.
This is Juliet, Penny's daughter. Juliet had a front row seat to her parents' separation and the toll it took on her mother.
I think my mom found herself in the position of a single mother with 2 children in an apartment in New York City. And how am I going to afford to raise my children? And how am I going to afford to live?
The answer, at least initially, was stickers. Puffy stickers, to be specific.
Snap, truffle, Rice Krispies.
Now free in Rice Krispies. 1 Masters of the Universe Puffy sticker.
I got He-Man. Biggest warrior of them all. Yeah, next to Tila.
You can collect all 5 free.
Penny took Puffy stickers and turned them into collector's items by licensing popular characters like Barbie and Universal Monsters, as well as rock stars like Kiss. And by 1980, Penny's business had sold some 2 million Puffy stickers. With the success of Puffy stickers, Penny was no longer worried about making ends meet. But she did have another problem. Juliet wasn't sleeping.
At the same time, what was going on was that she had a daughter at home who had a very, very, very hard time sleeping. So every single night, I was afraid to go to sleep. I couldn't sleep without a light on. I couldn't sleep without going into her bed at night. I had a really hard time sleeping.
Now, as it so happened, Penny wasn't only interested in art. She was also interested in child development. So Juliet's trouble sleeping sparked her creative interest.
It was very obvious that I was having insecurity. I needed something. I needed something to hug or hold or feel safe at night. And one day we just sort of were lying there and she said, well, what about like a cuddly, lovable pillow? And I said, that's a great idea.
Penny got to work designing pillow characters that she called Pillow People. The goal was to have a soft and plush but durable pillow that children could play with during the day and cuddle with during the night. But she had a hard time selling a toy company on the concept. She faced rejection after rejection, but Penny didn't give up.
She persevered even when people told her, no one will care, no one will want it. She didn't hear any of that, and she just kept on going.
Penny ultimately looked outside the traditional toy aisle. The toy market is so competitive, I decided to go somewhere where I'd be sure to be noticed. That somewhere turned out to be Spring Industries, a home goods company.
She made a deal with Springs Industries, which was unheard of for a toy to go to a home furnishing company.
The cool thing about Pillow People is that it was sold in the bedding section initially.
This is Matt Nuccio, president of the toy design company Design Edge.
So it just opened up an entire world that, for retail that just was untapped, to be able to put it in the junior bedding section. And it just took off. It just became everywhere.
And everywhere meant everywhere. Pillow People weren't only found on store shelves and children's bedrooms. There were cameos in movies and television shows. There was an appearance in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And there was even a Christmas special. Pillow People went from an idea that no toy company would touch to a $120 million brand.
We went from, paycheck to paycheck to going on vacation. And all of a sudden we had a rental house in the Hamptons and we could shop and buy a beautiful dress for my bar mitzvah or my brother's bar mitzvah. And it was an incredible ride.
Initially, Pillow People were available in 6 designs: Sweet Dreams, Pillow Fighter, Rockabye Baby, Punky Pillow, Mr. Sandman, and Big Footsteps. But the popularity of Pillow People led to more designs and products. A line was designed to represent the spooky sounds you hear in the night, like a squeaky door or a rattling window.
Squeaky door. Window rattler.
Big footsteps. Thunderclap.
There were many Pillow People magnets, Pillow People sheets, blankets, rugs, slippers, and costumes. And much like Puffy stickers, Penny licensed popular characters of the day like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Spider-Man, and the California Raisins. With that in mind, you might think that this pillow, which is designed to look like a popular Pound Puppy toy character, was just another variation of Pillow People. But it wasn't. It was actually from another brand called Dream Pals, which was made by Bib Company. Dream Pals wasn't the only company that tried to get in on Pillow People's success. There were Pillow Buddies from KKH and Pillow Pals from Ty, the maker of Beanie Babies. Now, Penny went after some of these other brands, accusing them of trademark infringement, but she didn't have a lot of success. And as Juliet noted, things just went south for Pillow People. But Penny didn't give up. She kept designing toys. And nearly 40 years after their debut, Pillow People would be back. We'll be right back. Enjoying this video? Please consider giving it a like, a comment, or subscribing to my channel below. Thank you, and now back to the video. Pillow People may have faded from store shelves, but that didn't mean demand for pillow characters disappeared. Take Pillow Pets, for example. Introduced in 2003, Pillow Pets became the must-have toy of 2010. Now, Penny had actually tried to get a trademark on the name Pillow Pets in 1996, more than a decade before Pillow Pets reached their peak popularity, but the trademark was declared abandoned in 2002. The trademark for Pillow People had also lapsed. That was until an encounter with another toy designer convinced Penny to relaunch Pillow People.
Penny came to my office to discuss another product that she was working on and wanted to launch into the market or possibly license elsewhere. And then in the conference room during the meeting, I was just thinking, I'm like, well, what's going on with Pillow People? And she explained that she had tried to bring it back about 10, 15 years ago, and it didn't really take. And then I asked to see, what it looked like. And I was like, a little off base. I felt like it was a little too redesigned. And I'm like, maybe we should just relaunch it, but, keep the classic brand, keep the classic characters. And, she was a little hesitant at first, but then she onboarded. She was game.
And unlike when Penny first created Pillow People, stores were interested. Very interested. There was actually a bidding war between retailers to have the exclusive rights to sell Pillow People. But while Penny was publicly working to bring Pillow People back, she was also fighting a private battle with pancreatic cancer.
My mother met Matt Nuccio right before she passed away. She was diagnosed 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And she kicked cancer like she kicked ass in life. But unfortunately, it was a battle that she couldn't win.
Penny passed away in 2022. And Pillow People might have died with her had it not been for Juliet, who decided to move forward with the relaunch.
My objective in bringing Pillow People back is to really carry forth her legacy and continue her legacy and her dream.
But there was another complication. The bidding war for exclusive sales rights to Pillow People had been won by major retailer Walmart. But Walmart wanted to wait a year to relaunch the brand. Now, normally this wouldn't be an issue, except there was an exciting cameo opportunity for Pillow People.
Can't get too far into details, but there's a big television show that was pushing to put it as part of their next season.
Rather than risk losing out on the publicity the television show might create for Pillow People, Juliette decided to move forward without the exclusive deal with Walmart. And in May 2025, the core crew of Pillow People from the 1980s became available once more.
Honestly, I'm most excited to relaunch it for Penny. It was her. I mean, it was her whole life. Here's a woman that was, divorcee, living in a small apartment in New York City, trying to make ends meet. Who through one product and a lot of determination and hard work, basically built an empire on pillows.
It's been years, and I still can't believe my mother's gone, because she's still here with me, We were so close, and I just, I think about her all the time. I think about all the amazing things that she did for my brother and I, and our life. And she really accomplished so much. And I just miss her terribly, and I love her. But at the same time, I'm so fulfilled sitting here with her Pillow People and knowing that she passed on to me a lot of who she is. And I'm grateful for that.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Juliette and Matt for sharing their memories of Penny with me for this video. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel below. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.